We're here at a brand new Marks and Spencer's food and fashion store. We're going to focus on the fashion, which opened in West Dorset yesterday. So this is the first chance I've had to come down here and see the new Marks and Spencer's, which we're all very excited about. Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm Claire Francis. So quite exciting today, isn't it? We're going to go and look at the new Marks and Spencer's. Now there's no sale on at M&S at the moment. It's all sort of new in pieces and things still. So I'm not sure when that's going to start, but let's have a look at what we can find there. Store with the models that greet you as you walk in, and you can see we've got a funnel neck jacket there. There's lots of those around, isn't there? There's a nice little suede jacket there in a nice sort of smoky blue colour, and there's going to be a lot of polka dots here. They're everywhere in stores, so I think we're going to see quite a few items with the polka dots. And also again another yellow funnel neck jacket here. I think that's been very popular with younger customers. And check skirt there, we're going to see a lot of that sort of check fabric as well being on trend. So let's have a look round. So you can see it's quite a big store here. It's one floor, there's only one floor, but everything's on that floor. And you can see it's mostly women's wear, a little bit of men's wear. And the first item I saw was this lovely blazer. It's a tailored blazer. It's £65. It's a textured ivory coloured blazer. And you can see the buttons on the sleeves there. I thought that was really lovely. Would be looking out for that in the sale. There was a silky sort of yellow, butter yellow top here, which was £28 with the sort of, not ruching, the draping effect around the neck. Said £28. That sort of draped effect is quite on trend at the moment, and it's a nice sort of very light, pale butter yellow. Then I came across one of these satin tops. You know, we've been looking at the satin slip skirts and things. This is a lovely, beautiful quality lace here, lace and satin, like the colourways as well. £36. Lovely, but the straps are a bit thin, so it'd be a little bit difficult bra-wise, but you could always wear that under a blazer. That would look lovely underneath that ivory coloured blazer there. Then we've got this matching set. I do believe I've seen this before. Again, this is something I might look out for in the sale. It's got a zip top jacket, although that's a little bit cropped for me. That's £40. And then it has the elasticated trousers. So they are, I think it's £30. And they're flat at the front with pockets, and then it's elasticated at the back. So very comfortable, very wearable. And then we've got another slip dress here. Looks a little bit flimsy, doesn't it? Only the slimmest and petitest of us may be able to wear that sort of thing, but it is a lovely dress. And see, it's got a little tie at the back there and some ties at these straps. And that was £48. So nice quality as well. It felt like a nice satin fabric. Then we've got the suede jacket. Now this is like the blue one we saw on the models. This was a khaki type green one. And you can see there, it's a fairly cropped style. It's got the covered buttons there, and it's got the two little front pockets. And it was £55. Not a bad price for that jacket. I think that's going to be very popular coming into the autumn. But I did like the blue colourways that it came in. And we've got this stunning little top here, polka dot top in the white and I think it's black polka dots. It's got an elasticated panel and it's got the little frills there. That was £24. Thought that was really sort of feminine, pretty, lovely top, and a little bit of a peplum at the waist there. And then we've got a different style of dress here. Now this is a black A-line dress. It actually flares out straight from the bust. It's elasticated there, and it's got the frill sleeves, as you can see. Nice and loose fitting, £28. I don't find this particularly flattering on larger busted women. I think this could look nice if you're smaller busted, but you just want to hide a few lumps and bumps, or you just want something to feel comfortable in the summer, in the hot weather. And this is a lovely little skirt here, polka dot skirt again, with a little frill at the bottom. This is £28. Now the length of it is a little more sort of knee length, maybe just below the knee, but that might suit some of you more petite ladies who don't like the very long length that a lot of skirts come in nowadays. So that might be a possibility for some people. And then on the model here, we've got another dress with the large dots, and that's got frill sleeves there. And then over on the rail over here, we've got another dress with the larger polka dots, and this is black this time. And you can see again, it's one of those loose styles. It does have a little drawstring, a little tie at the waist there. The sleeves are there, a little floaty sort of sleeves. And that was £48. Again, not particularly a shape I would wear, but that could suit some people. And then there was a gorgeous little blouse here. Now this is a sort of ruffle blouse in this nice blue colour. It's sort of a textured satiny feel. It was £28 and it's actually got lyocell in it. It's mainly lyocell, I think. It's got the long sleeves there with a little elasticated cuffs. A little bit warm for at the moment, but I'm sure that might be useful towards the end of the summer. Got the toe thong sandals there. Then you can see that yellow jacket. It's actually £50 that, and again it's lyocell with linen. And then these striped trousers, I think I might have seen these before, I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a top that goes with them. They're nice, they're sort of linen mix feel. They're £18. Lovely and cool for this hot weather. And we've seen that brown dress before as well, haven't we, on the model there, and the brown wickery bag. And the orange crochet, we've seen that before as well. And then there's the brown satin top. Now, I've seen this before in a different colourways, but I haven't seen the brown. This is £30. Now, it does have sort of pyjama vibes, but if you put it with some matching satin trousers and a nice kitten heel and a nice bag, you could make that look quite stunning, I think. Quite an elevated outfit. And I've just walked past there, a very nice dress. I'm going to show you that in more detail. So there's a dress or a skirt here. They're mesh type fabric. They are polyester, but I thought that was quite nice with the dress with the sort of ruching and the asymmetrical hem, which was £40, and the skirt is £34. And then we've got a lot of shirts. Now I thought this one was lovely. Really nice shirt, striped blue and white shirt. Good price as well, but very oversized. Now, £20, I actually did try this on, and the 12 was too big, the 10 was too big. I would have had to go down to a size 8. It was really very oversized, but nice fabric. I liked the fabric, felt cottony, but not stiff and uncomfortable. This was more of a fitted shirt, so striped again. This was £18, quite good value, I thought. Nice work shirt, and sort of nipped you in at the waist. That means you could leave it out and it would look nice over a pair of trousers or whatever. Don't think that was quite so oversized. And what else have we got? I think we're going to have more polka dots here. They're everywhere, aren't they? So this is like the top I showed you. This was really stunning as well, actually. I could see myself wearing that. Polka dot dress with the ruching and the sort of little frill details. The elasticated panel was £42. Very summery, very nice and cool, you know, slightly different version of your plain white dress, but I thought that was lovely. And then there's a skirt version as well there. Oh, sorry, that's a top. So this was a £18 long sleeved top there. Little bit synthetic, I thought, you know, a bit too warm for the sort of hot weather we've been having at the moment with the long sleeves. And then quite a nice bag, that. My partner sort of does veer off now and then and has a look at a few other things. He's doing the filming. And this was a nice top here, a polka dot top with puff sleeves and the large collar detail. It was £30. Again, very nice on petite frames to have that large collar and the puff sleeves, very flattering. Then a white broderie top here. I like this because it was V-neck and it's got a frill around the top there. That was £26. So that's got cotton content in that. That's a lovely top there, nice and floaty. Then there's a lot of this check fabric going on. So this was a similar, that sort of meshy, slightly synthetic-y feeling fabric. It's £45. I think it does actually have a lining Yeah, it does have a plain lining underneath, and it's got the gathered detail there over the waist. Again, it's a high neck, which isn't for me, £45 as I said, but that would suit a lot of frames if you're a bit smaller on top. And there's a skirt version as well, which was nice. And then we've got a white blouson style jacket here. It's a slightly textured sort of fabric. It is lyocell, I think. It's quite expensive, I think, for what it is, £65. But it's a little bit longer in the body length. So if those other jackets looked a bit too short, that is a little bit longer. It would be below your waist there. And then we've got, this is something unusual, I haven't seen this, a sort of sweat top, a zip up top there with some crochet detailing. So that was £36. So with the crochet detailing, that's what's adding the price there. So sort of elevated, relaxed, separate there. And it does come in a grey colour as well. And then we've got a blue blouse, another striped blue and white blouse. This is a shorter, more crop style. That was £22. Fabric did feel a little bit pyjama-y type, but a nice sort of soft cotton. Now, what else have we got? So we're going to go into some dresses now. So first of all, beware ladies, have a look at this, a paisley dress slash top. You have to be very, very careful wearing things like this. Now this is £40, very frilly. That probably would look all right on a very young person, but you've got to be very careful if you're older or it could really date you that. Check skirt here, again, you'd have to wear that with the right sort of accessories and make sure it was a long enough length, not to look just knee length, or that would look a bit dated. £40 there, but a nice elasticated waist. Now let's have a look at this denim dress. This was looked very comfortable, A-line sort of loose fit, a little tie at the back there, nice and comfortable. It's sort of a mid-weight type of denim, I would say, £45, and it has got a V-neck at the front, so that's quite useful. And then this one is a sort of scoop neck design. It's a waisted dress there with the flared skirt. It's sort of a textured seersucker-y type fabric. Thought that was lovely actually, and that was £46. Again, you could wear a bra under that, so that's quite useful to know. A few trainers there look quite nice as well, I thought. Suede trainers there. And then we've got a dress. So this is the similar fabric, but in a dress. This was £48. Again, we've got a V-neck, but we've got the wider sleeves there and a little tie around the waist. So it is a waisted dress, so it will give you a bit more shape. And looking along the row here, I think we've seen quite a few of these tops before, the crochet knit tops and the tops with the gold buttons. And the little frill cardigans, they've been around for quite a while, haven't they? And the little jumper with a frill there. And then lastly, I thought I'd have a very quick look at the shoe department just to see if I could see anything that you might be interested in. There was a couple of suede pairs of shoes here. So we've got some suede mules with the sort of slightly fringed look there, a bit sort of moccasin-like. They were £50. And then there was some tan suede flats next to it there. They were £35. And then there was one bag I wanted to show you, but first of all, a quick look at some of the trainers. I wasn't that keen on the chunky ones. I don't think they're that on trend at the moment. I prefer the low profile ones. So this is the bag I wanted to show you, the gingham bag there. I'll show you in a bit more detail. Now it's a lovely little bag. It is made from polyester, but I thought it'd be a great way to add a little bit of a trend with the gingham there, but actually a really practical bag. So it's got gingham panels, stitch detailing. It has the magnetic fastening to keep everything secure. And it's got a little front pocket there as well. And as I said, you could use that to add just a little bit of gingham. I wouldn't use that if I was already wearing gingham, but if you had a plain outfit, that would just add that little bit of a trend factor. And it's a really useful shopper bag as well. So before we discuss that, you may think I look a little bit different today, various reasons why. First of all, I have had my hair cut, so my fringe is a little bit shorter and I have had the colour done. Secondly, unfortunately, as you probably know, I was ill for a couple of weeks with a virus. That didn't really go away, it's still there a little bit, and I ended up with an eye infection. So I've just finished a course of antibiotic eye drops and I haven't been able to wear any eye makeup for a week. So that's why I'm looking a little bit more au naturel, because I haven't got the eye makeup on that I usually rely on. It's the first time in 40 years, I think, I've had to go out and about without any on. So feeling a little bit strange, but I've got used to it, and I need to buy myself a whole new load of mascaras and things because you don't really want to use the ones that you were using before with the eye infection. So hopefully I'll be back to normal soon. And something else I've got to tell you, ladies, I am going to have a little bit of a break. Now, as I've said to you, my health's not brilliant at the moment. My voice is still a bit croaky, haven't quite got over that virus, very fatigued. The heat hasn't helped either, has it? Let's be honest. Very, very fatigued. I am hoping to go on holiday at the end of the month as well, so I will be away for a couple of weeks. So really, I'm going to be having a break now from now until sort of mid to later August. So I hope you don't mind that. I hope you'll understand. Please don't unsubscribe. I'm still just around the 2,000 mark. Actually, I did lose 2 subscribers last week, so haven't quite hit it yet, which I'm very disappointed about. So all in all, I think I need to go away, regroup, have my holiday, get myself feeling a little bit better, and come back later in the summer for these sort of late summer sales and then looking on into the autumn. So I hope you'll join me for that. And as I said, please don't unsubscribe. I don't want to lose anybody. I will be back a little bit later. Okay, so looking at the M&S items, and I didn't actually purchase anything there. I have got a lot of holiday clothes already, so I'm not really looking for a lot more things at the moment. I want to wait till the sale really, but I thought it was nice to see what's there. A few things coming in a little bit more for the autumn, but still a lot of summer stuff around. And we've had this, well, sort of 2-3 weeks of heat now, which hasn't gone away. So really sort of fashion has gone out the window a little bit. We're just wearing whatever is cool and whatever is comfortable. But hopefully the weather will be a little bit more moderate when I get back and I can get back to my normal energy levels. And thank you so much for watching today. Hope you enjoyed that look at the new M&S. Please give me your comments. Let me know what you're up to over the summer as well. Be nice to know where you're going to be. And I hope you don't mind the break, as I said. Don't forget to like the video. If you haven't subscribed, I'd be so happy if you would subscribe, just to give me that little bit of a boost and come back feeling, oh, at least I've got to my 2,000 and I can be refreshed for the autumn season. That would be fantastic. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Have a nice summer, and I'll see you a little bit later. Goodbye.